Delve into the deeply fractured mind of a man amidst a psychological identity crisis. Denis Villeneuve's 2013 film Enemy presents audiences with the story of a man attempting to battle his own internal fears of commitment and intimacy as his marriage reaches a point of stagnation. Director Denis Villeneuve constructs a storyline of a man named Adam who comes across a film in which he notices an actor identical to himself. Seeking out answers from actor Anthony Sinclair, Adam's understanding of himself and his own reality comes into question. Denis Villeneuve uses this surface-level plotline to mirror the internal struggles of Adam and Anthony, one man who cannot make sense of his own self-indulgences and fears. The subjectivity of his mental state bleeds onto the screen through the use of production design. Villeneuve, alongside production designer Patrice Vermette, use color and powerful imagery to emphasize that what appears on the screen isn't necessarily what appears in the story, but rather what debilitates Adam and Anthony. Jake Gyllenhaal's acting performance adds to this as well, creating a duality to the man through two very distinct forms of acting to underscore this man's desire to be faithful to his wife while battling fears of intimacy and urges of infidelity. Enemy's color palette is extremely striking in the sense that it relies heavily on one color to portray a nauseating sense of fear and anxiety in audience members to reflect those very feelings in Adam and Anthony's character. In this scene, Adam struggles to push himself to look up Anthony on the internet, fearful of the fact that he looks just like himself. Vermette and Villeneuve use both the color yellow and low-key lighting in this scene to create a sense of mystery around Anthony's character. Cinematographer Nicolas Bolduc uses a tracking shot of Adam pacing towards his computer screen. This shifts the lighting on Adam's face from covering him in shadows through low-key lighting to illuminating his face as he reaches a computer. This not only allows viewers to follow him in his anxiety, but also shows a sense of mystery that is uncovered as he learns about Anthony Sinclair on the internet. This powerful use of yellow drowns out the screen, creating a sickly environment, therefore accentuating Adam's crippling fear of investigating a man who looks just like him, a man who is him. When Anthony or Adam are with their wife Helen, the color palette often switches to using more natural light and less tungsten lighting. This reduction of striking yellow eases Anthony and in turn eases audience members. This use of increased whites and natural light reflects Anthony's internal feelings of content in his marriage. In this scene, Adam calls Anthony's home. Helen becomes extremely suspicious of the caller. She asks, "Are you seeing her again?" This scene is directly followed by Anthony searching Adam on the internet. The contrast in color through editing here shows that her questioning him pushes him into a state of fear within his marriage, not being fully committed. It is often when Helen appears in the film that the color palette switches to bright whites and natural lighting to show that this life with her is what he truly wants, even if his innate desires of infidelity shift his actions otherwise. She understands his struggles, noticing that she isn't in bed with actor Anthony, who is supposedly her husband, but rather asks, "Did you have a good day at school?" actualizing the reality that the two men are the same, and she is able to see his war of self. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in this film adds to the complex duality that is his character's internal battle with himself. He uses two very distinct styles to completely separate Adam and Anthony, showing two opposite sides to the same man. Adam, a history teacher, is reserved, quiet, and appears to care for Helen, while on the other hand, Anthony, the actor, is aggressive, ill-tempered, and seeks out extramarital affairs. When the two encounter one another for the first time, it is easy to see their differences. They appear the same, but act completely differently. Anthony's character represents the side of him that tries to escape his married life. Anthony's mental state becomes severely disillusioned with trust issues. He practices in the mirror asking, "Did you fuck my wife?" "That's good. That is fucking good," he says directly afterwards, revealing it is practice to push Adam to let him take his girlfriend out on a date. The use of an over-the-shoulder close-up shot of Anthony places focus on his reflection, further emphasizing that we as audience members are merely looking at a reflection of his true character. His girlfriend, Mary, represents the mistress Helen inquired about. Therefore, Adam and Anthony represent two different sides to the character. Anthony stalks her and seeks her out as a way to escape his married life, showing that Adam's relationship with Mary was really an affair justified in his mind that has split in two. Gyllenhaal's vastly different characterizations of the two show that Adam wants to learn about himself to break this cycle of infidelity that continues to occur, while Anthony is the one that pushes this very cycle. Adam and Anthony's fears of commitment and marriage are embodied in the use of spiders. The first scene in the film shows Anthony entering an underground sex club in which men watch women perform. While there, all the men are covered in shadows, placing emphasis on the women. A golden plate is served, presenting a spider. This spider is then stomped on by one of the performers. The mise-en-scène in this scene strongly pushes the imagery of spiders to represent his fear of commitment. The gold is the only color that appears on screen, immediately presenting the palette that will dominate the screen in Adam and Anthony's battle with internal fears. The performer's actions of crushing the spider symbolize Anthony's feeling of relief in the comfort of other women. Adam's own dreams and nightmares push forward his fear of spiders. He has a nightmare in which he sees a naked woman with a spider's head walking down a corridor. The dolly shot pushes forward as she walks towards the camera, creating an impending and enclosing sense of claustrophobia for Adam's character. The fusion of the spider and the woman emphasize the fact that he is fearful of commitment. Female spiders eat their male partners, thus reinforcing the sense of entrapment he feels in his marriage, causing him to split his personality into two to battle his own desires of infidelity. Adam's mother plays a pivotal role in the emergence of his fears. She symbolizes the root of his fear of commitment. In this scene, Adam confronts his mother about Anthony, asking if he could be his brother, which she immediately shuts down. She tells him he is her only son and she is his only mother. She then continues to say, "And since we're being frank here, I think you should quit that fantasy of being a third-rate movie actor." This not only clearly tells audience members that Adam is in fact Anthony himself, but that his mother's put-downs are what have planted his distrust in women. The editor, Matthew Hannum, underscores this fact through the juxtaposition of this scene with his mother and a sequence showing a giant spider looming over Toronto, representing her pertinent role in the manifestation of his fears, showing that he always feels trapped by her, no matter where he escapes.
Alan, did you plan on doing something tonight?
Throughout the film, Adam teaches his students about patterns, stating that there are patterns that repeat themselves throughout history. After Anthony's character supposedly dies in a car accident, Adam can take control of his own identity. The car-cracked window on the car even resembles a spider web, reflecting that his fears don't have to take hold of him, and Adam can finally be happy with Helen. However, he finds a key to the underground sex club, dragging him back to square one.
Because I think I have to go out.
He reverts back to his old ways, showing that he cannot break this pattern that repeats itself. When he walks over to see Helen, she is shown to be a giant spider in the bedroom that retreats to a corner, showing that she knows that he's afraid of being with her and will not break this cycle of infidelity.